Okay, first thing I'd like to point out to you are a few different types of SIMs that you'll find. We will put a photograph on the actual video, but without zooming in on these too much, there are a few different styles. One that's completely square, one that's butted up to the very edge of the SIM card, as you can see here, and also there is a third SIM that is square in the middle. I was pretty conscious about this when I first saw them and thought this isn't going to work, and I've taken a risk basically so you don't need to. I have my 3G. I now wish to actually move it from here, which if we remove the actual SIM card from the SIM, you will see that it's a full-blown SIM card. If I can get it out, that is. Okay, full-blown SIM card, which is not ideal for what I need, and I need to make it into a smaller one. To simply demonstrate how this SIM cutter works, from here now, what we do, we pop the actual SIM card into the SIM device, and as you will notice, this is really why we've made the video. You'll notice that in this area here, and I'll point this out for you, that you'll see that it doesn't appear to fit into the square, and you're thinking, am I going to actually damage my SIM card? Whereas, with this card, it fits very nicely into the area. It's completely in the zone, as it were. And the other third SIM is slightly bigger in square, but again does fit completely in and leaves a very subtle diameter on the edge. Even this card, although it looks as if it won't work, it actually will, because if you look at my card, which I have already cut in preparation, is exactly the same as that card. So from there, we've popped the SIM card in. Now what we're going to do is turn it face down, and I do recommend that you turn it face down and just push your finger against the edge to butt it down. And just quickly before I do that, the other type of SIM card cutter that's on the market turns that SIM upside down. This is actually a disadvantage, so be very careful if you're not buying a NooSY product. It flips the SIM the other way up and you can't see the actual SIM area. In my mind, that's quite dangerous. You do need to be able to see what you're cutting. So again, flip the SIM cutter over, very much like a stapler, butt it right up against the edge, make sure it's against the backstop. I would strongly recommend that, although it's a staple type device, I would strongly recommend putting it onto a hard surface, otherwise the SIM will not pop out and you could potentially damage the SIM. So again, keeping it on a hard surface, from there, press down on the device, and there you go, the SIM pops out. We have now cut the SIM down. Now this SIM isn't active, so I'm going to go back to my SIM, but just before we do that, one of the things that will show you, you'll notice that it's cut away part of the SIM. And this is why we actually made this video, to show you that don't worry too much about that. As long as you put the actual SIM card into the device correctly, right against the backstop, again onto a hard surface, and pop the SIM out, you will have no problems with this. So here's one I prepared earlier. This is mine, and it's actually going to go into my new iPhone 4. So just pop power on just to make sure that there is no signal. All we have is a Wi-Fi signal on there at the moment. Now I'm just going to remove that from the stand very quickly. Take out, I believe there is the original SIM from the manufacturer in there. Yeah, remove that one. Put my new SIM in. Clipped into the case quite nicely, and make sure I put it the right way around. I'm going to pop that SIM back in. Now as you can see, I now have a O2 full signal on my old iSIM from my old 3GS, and I'm now in business and ready to work on my iPhone 4. Okay, and again, that's a NooSY product, very simple, very straightforward, does what it says on the packet, but again, it's worthwhile watching just to have some confidence that you're not smashing through the SIM. And again, thanks very much for buying the product from Need4IT.co.uk or .com.